Hello, my name is Itai Barsaid. I'm a Perry Worldhouse Student Fellow, and today we are with Kathleen Newland, co-founder of the Migration Policy Institute, to ask a few questions. Thank you for being here.
Oh, it's really a pleasure. It's a very exciting occasion.
It's quite exciting. So my first question is, what is the biggest foreign policy challenge facing the world today?
Well, being a migration expert, I would have to say it's the movement of people worldwide. It's a real challenge to conventional ideas about national sovereignty. It's a challenge to the meaning of borders. You know, what does a border mean in this virtual world? And when countries are making attempts to sort of push out their borders to airports in other countries or to, you know, consular offices where people are either granted or denied a visa. And then, of course, we have a post-World War II high in the number of refugees who've been forced to flee their homes to escape violence or persecution. And the tremendous number of people who are just feel compelled to move because of inequality, poor conditions in their home countries, or just out of sheer ambition. You know, there's a tremendous spectrum of motivations from have to get out of here to save my life to I might have a better chance somewhere else.
Okay. And if you were to give one piece of advice to the future president, what would it be?
That's something I should have been thinking about a lot over the last few months and have, but it's hard to come up with a single piece of advice. I think I would just recommend being open-minded, emphasizing the benefits of migration and trying to reform the U.S. immigration system in a way that is both humane and beneficial to the migrants, to countries of origin, and the countries of destination.
Great. And what do you think the place of an institution like Perry Worldhouse has in contributing to these foreign policy issues?
You know, there's so much misinformation that's sort of driving public opinion and driving policy in many cases, that I think a center like Perry Worldhouse can really play a role in its basic function of education, but also in reaching out beyond just the student body of one university and shaping the views and the sort of communications ability of future leaders.
Okay. And the final question is a bit more of a fun one.
Okay.
And that is, what is the favorite meal that you have ever had while abroad?
Wow, that's the toughest question of all. You know, it's when I think about that, I guess really what I'm thinking about is not so much about the food, but about the whole atmosphere and the people around me and so on. And I would probably choose a breakfast as the sun was coming up on a dusty plain in rural India, and I was a student at the time. I was an exchange student, and I was traveling around, and had to, you know, get on the day's journey at a very early hour, and came out into the courtyard of this farmhouse, and a woman was boiling sweet, milky, strong tea, and making parathas, these sort of whole wheat griddle cakes on an open fire. And just, you know, the whole scene, I thought those parathas and that tea were the best things I'd ever tasted. So I guess that's right up there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.